The people in line were fighting over items like toilet paper while they waited for a chance to shop in the grocery store. The amount of certain foods was temporarily low, or they were completely unavailable, and it takes a while to get things back to normal. We throw in the trash more food than any other country in the world due to the issue of food spoilage and food waste. It has turned into a wasteful nation since we have an abundance of food and a wide variety of options for a meal. When it comes to emergency preparations, we know that a food plan is crucial, and we are a bit more cautious, but still, we are more frugal than other people. There are many reasons that food can go bad, but it's always good to have a plan for it. Food can be ruined when there is no power for a long period of time, and food preservation errors can cause food spoilage. If your food inventory is in danger, your main concern is to make sure your food is safe to eat and to make sure you have as many food items as possible. Understanding the signs of food rotting and what to do in the event of an accident is important in establishing if there is still a chance of human consumption of the food. Is it possible to get your food off of the fridge when there is power out? When the power goes out, it is important to make sure you use all of the food that you can before it goes bad. Put a few bottles in the freezer, then use them as a cooler, cook the food and package it, then store it in the basement, in any dark and cool place as long as you don't want to eat it. The Federal Food Safety Organization has recommendations. All refrigerated food that has been sitting in a place above 40 degrees should be thrown away. Do a taste and smell test to find out whether you should eat it or throw it away. Perhaps you have other items that you can use, or perhaps you are hungry and have nowhere to go. It is impossible to eat food that has gone bad faster than it goes bad with your food supplies. There are lots of natural and easy ways to preserve food. In this video I'm going to cover 7 ways I personally use along with instructions on why and how they work. That way it will save you money and food from rotting in the fridge or freezer, so that you can invest money in what really. Preserving food is one of the simplest ways that you can lower your weekly food budget this season. There are lots of things out there to make life easier for those times when you forget that bowl of spreadable ingredients in the back of your fridge. 1. Drying. This technique of preserving food is an old one and has existed for 12,000 BC. This summer is the cheapest and most eco-friendly option you can use. For hundreds of years, people have used solar power to protect their produce. Sun drying preserves the natural flavors. It is possible to achieve this success if you have a climate with high temperatures and low humidity. 2. Pickling. Salt and vinegar are great preventative agents against food poisoning. Salt isn't adequately praised because of its many functions. A way to stay alive in bad weather was by preserving food with salt. Salt draws out water from the food and keeps it fresh. Any vegetable that can fit into a jar can be eaten. 3. Canning. The method was started by a French confectioner. Food can be kept in sterile cans or jars and then boiled to kill any remaining germs. When the container cools, a vacuum-sealed container is formed that prevents air from entering the container. The methods of canning are boiled water baths and canned food. The method involves cooking food in a container with a lot of boiling water. To use this method, you need to consume jams, fruits, and tomatoes. It was pressure canning that resulted in the death of the woman. The pressure cooker is filled with water and the containers are filled with food. It works well with meat, vegetables and seafood. 4. Freezing. This is the easiest method in the whole world. Food will stay fresh for longer with frozen food. This is a good thing because it makes it easy to freeze anything from bread to meat to fruit and even milk. Meat that is frozen can be cut into meal portions and put in freezer bags for convenient access. Green vegetables must be blanched before you freeze them. 5. Dehydrating. The water is gone from the food but it's still there. To dry meat, slice it into thin strips. The oven is very hot so put it in there to get the excess water out. When you are going to eat the dehydrated produce, make sure to get the water back to its original state. A dehydrator can be used to cook food by heating it up to remove the water. 6. Smoking. Smoking can give the food a nice taste. It is not easy but care needs to be taken to prevent any illness from being caused by food poisoning. It can be done in a kiln or smokehouse, using low heat for up to 24 hours. 7. Salting. Salting is a long-standing method of preserving food and the process is very simple, but the science deserves a closer look. Salt draws water out of cells through the process of osmosis. Water moves across a cell's membranes to try to equalize the salt concentration on both sides. Too much salt will remove water from a cell for it to stay alive or reproduce. Organisms that cause disease are killed by high concentrations of salt. A concentration of 20% salt will kill bacteria. It is possible that lower concentrations will have the opposite effect of providing ideal growing conditions, as they will prevent the growth of microbes. If you like this video, do yourself a favor and hit the like and subscribe button. Remember to hit the notification button so you can stay up to date with our new content. You can also tell us what you think about these 7 methods in the comment sections. Would you try any of them?